What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. Before we get into the episode today, I want to talk about something real quick, something very important to me, BetterHelp. I know a lot of times we don't really consider our mental health. We think it's something that's just going to go over, that we could just avoid it all the time. But there are some situations where we just need to work on ourselves mentally. We need to get ourselves in a better headspace to we're able to execute and just be better overall in our daily life. And BetterHelp will help with that, especially for those times where you're really busy. You have a very busy schedule. You can't just drop everything and go to a counseling meeting. BetterHelp offers therapy through text message, therapy through video calls, and therapy through regular calls. Or if you want, you could do a meeting itself. It makes it easy access to everyone overall to better your mental health. So if you know somebody, or if you are that somebody that needs just a little more of a boost mentally, BetterHelp is for you. Now let's get straight to the episode, guys.
And I can't go on, I can't go on like this, just dwelling on it. Used to be, I can fix these halls and patch these walls, but there's no patching. Let's get straight into the episode, guys.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. It is Friday the 22nd. So I am 3 days away from starting my senior year of college. Excited, man. I'm ready to go. For me, this summer really was like a transition time. So it's really interesting that we're just right there. A lot of people already started high school. A lot of people are already out there, all the other grades, high school, middle school, elementary. Everyone's out there. Hope they're doing good. Hope y'all are doing good, having a fun time, guys. Anyways, let's get to some of the news right now. Let's talk about some things going on in the world. A sweet-toothed bear breaks into California ice cream shop. Guy's just trying to get some ice cream. He's just trying to get himself some. They're not letting him in the hours, maybe. Maybe they have a sign that says no bears, so he has to go when it's closed. I'm not sure. It doesn't really tell me if the ice cream shop was like closed at the time. Maybe it was opened. Maybe he was in line and they closed, so he had to break in. Maybe he really needed some ice cream. Maybe it's been a few years since he's had some of that chocolate, You don't know. You don't know. You can't. I don't know what the rules are over there for him, you know? That's interesting because I heard a thing growing up, and it might be true. I think actually it was confirmed. I'm not 100% sure. But it was that California, the reason why they have the flag has my battery's running low for this other computer. The reason why they have the flag at California with the bear on it is because they had so many bears. They had a massive bear problem, and that a lot of people were getting killed and stuff. So what California did, is they went on an actual full-on hunt and they killed off all the bears. Yeah. So that's why a lot of people say there's not any bears in California now. I believe it was grizzly bears, to be confirmed. Let's confirm this for y'all right now. I'm pretty sure that is a grizzly bear. Let's see. I like to say that's a grizzly bear. Yep, it is a grizzly bear. So they killed the grizzly bears off. It was like they had a big issue with grizzly bears back then, and they just went on a big hunt, put them all down. All down, baby. Tragic. Very tragic, but that's just how it is sometimes, That's just how it goes. Anyways, so yeah, who knows what happened with that guy? Maybe did he get his ice cream? Did he ever fully get in there, get himself some ice cream? Or was he still cut off short? Moving on. Dog rescued after wandering for days with head stuck in a jar. Wow, what a adventure this guy went on. Or girl, I don't know. It doesn't tell me. But what an adventure. He probably thought someone slipped him something. He probably thought he was on some kind of drug. He probably thought he was drugged up for a few days. He might have been walking around thinking he was at home. I wonder how that is for a dog. I actually saw, I don't know if this is going to happen or not, but I saw a concept trailer and I thought it was real. And I was like, oh, that should be pretty cool. It's a paranormal movie, but the perspective was going to be from the dog. It was going to be like the dog seeing its owner go through these paranormal experiences in the house being haunted and like how the dog reacts to it. And that seems pretty scary to me. Because imagine like the dog's perspective of like those moments where everyone's asleep at night and you're like just chilling on your bed, or maybe you're one of those upper class dogs, maybe, and you're sleeping on your owner's bed, just like there, one of those smaller dogs, and you like see something at night, like you wake up and you see something at night, and you're just like looking, you know. I feel like that'd be horrifying. I feel like dogs get like the worst of it because it's just like they don't know what's going on, they don't know what's happening here. Dogs don't know what's going on. You know, they're like, oh my gosh, I can't just look at my owner and be like, hey, this place is haunted. Let's get out of here. Can't do that now, can you? So that's pretty horrifying to me. That's pretty horrifying. You know, so I looked it up. I was like, oh, okay, well, let me watch the concept trailer. Maybe it's cool. It was so dumb. The trailer was so dumb. It was like a dog just like talking like all silly throughout the whole thing. And I was like, dang, I was really disappointed. I really thought this was going to be a movie that was being made in 2026, but I guess not. I guess someone else could go and do that. Yeah, we'll see. Let's get one more. Let's get one more. 12-foot python captured after weeks on the loose in South Carolina. South Carolina. You know, South Carolina is a really weird place because South Carolina, when you say South Carolina, it sounds like a beautiful place. It sounds like there's nothing bad that happens there. This 12-foot python is something that is not on the good side of things. That's pretty horrifying. A 12-foot python. I still have never seen a snake that massive, like naturally. Like you see the anacondas and stuff, but that's like at zoos. I feel like there's a big difference when seeing like an animal at the zoo and seeing it in like real life. I feel like there's like a big thing. Let me tell you something. One time I was with my parents. We went to this wildlife rescue like thing. It was like a big like open zoo, I guess, but there was nothing holding the animals back. Like it was like you like in the wild with them, like you were walking around, you know. And we were there, and me and my parents were on top of like a little pier, like over, like just looking, and there was like a little like river under us. And this isn't like deep. This is like a few like I could literally walk into this river. Like I could just like walk behind the little staircase for the pier, and I'm right there, and I'm right there next to the river. All right, so we're just there talking, like okay, okay. I was like 10, probably 10 or 11, maybe 12. I like to say 11. 11 sounds like a good range. And we walked back. We're like, all right, well, we're going to start walking the trail and see. We start walking, and I turn my head right before to look under the staircase. There's an alligator under there. And this isn't just like a little alligator. This is probably like, it's like the size of my bed, probably a little bigger than my bed. So this was probably like a 14, 15-foot alligator. Thick boy, too, is a little darker. So you know he was a little dangerous. Big guy. And I was like, dang, dang. And I was getting scared. I was like, wow. So if I was being a little silly and I was like, oh, I want to go look at the lake, and I would have turned to walk over there, that guy would have snatched me and dragged me in there and tore me to pieces. That's wild. I just thought that was so wild. Like people go through like stuff like that, like on a natural basis, like in Florida, Louisiana, like just having to worry about gators or like crocodiles. I'm happy where I am. There's not a lot of things like that. You know, here in San Antonio, we don't have anything too crazy in the water that will try to attack you, really. You know, turtles, you know, you might find like a snapping turtle, alligator snapping turtles. That's kind of like the big thing, I guess. Like it'll try to bite your foot off or something, but not anything that's like going to start trying to kill me viciously like that. That's crazy. That's honestly like, wow. That's why I like San Antonio so much too, because we don't have like tornadoes. We don't have hurricanes. We don't have anything like wild, like in such a good spot. And I like it. I like it. I think it's such an ideal place to be. It's really peaceful. Anyways, going forward, what was I going to say? I had something planned. Oh, so my open mic is officially 2 weeks away, a week and a half away. It's September 2nd. We're on the 22nd. Well, it's the 21st, but this is going to be out on the 22nd, so I'm talking like it's the 22nd. But yeah, so open mic, gosh, man, I don't know. I'm starting to have doubt, and I haven't been practicing as much. My mind's like starting to focus on other things, and that's usually where I fail, because then it's like my mind felt really good at first, but now it's like as time goes, like that joke doesn't seem as funny as I thought it would be. Oh, this whole line doesn't seem as good as it originally did when I first wrote it. So I might start practicing a little bit. The whole week leading up, I'll probably practice a lot when I can. I don't know. Next week's gonna be really hectic, but it's gonna be fun. But I'm gonna be using a lot of gas, so I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna be seeing what that. I'm just not sure. You know, because after a while, over time, it's like, oh, that joke doesn't seem as funny. Oh, I should have practiced a little bit more. And I don't want to get on stage and just like completely suck. Completely suck. I'm not sure. It's scary, man. It's scary. But yeah. And lately too, I'm gonna talk about this, is that I've been getting a lot of opportunities for things, like job opportunities, or like there's one where, I might be in the works to host a show. And it's like, you want to talk about things, but I've learned over time that when you talk about things and when you start talking to a lot of people about things, like, it doesn't always happen. It's like you had to keep it to yourself. So I'm trying that right now. I'm trying not to spread too much stuff to people. I want to like see what happens. And like, you get nervous. I was offered to come in for an interview for a job, and it was gonna be like an assistant creator for the athletics team at UTSA. And I was like gonna be helping them with like creative media, all that stuff. I never got the notification for the interview. And I'm praying, I am hoping so much that they are going to let me still come in for the interview. Because it's gonna be, they asked if I could come in next week, but they responded to me Friday. So they're like, Friday, oh, we're really interested in your application. We'd like you to come in for an interview. And it was like September 25th or September 2nd. No, August 25th or September 2nd. And I never saw the message. I never saw it. And that makes me upset because I always check my emails, but I never check Outlook, which is my college email. I always check my regular email. And man, I never saw the email till Monday night. They emailed me Friday. I didn't see it till Monday night. So I answered them Monday night. I answered them Tuesday morning. And today's Thursday. I don't know. I'm getting worried. I'm getting really worried that they moved on for me, my application. They're like, oh, that guy's not interested anyways. Let's keep going. Because usually I'll respond. If I would have saw that message, I would have responded like in 5 minutes. I would have responded like 4 minutes, not 4 days. So I'm hoping that they still get back to me. I'm really hoping. I'd be really excited. And it'd be a really fun thing for me. I would really enjoy doing that. But then it would make things really hectic because right now, because that's hybrid. So I'll be on site sometimes, or I'll be doing it at home, which I don't mind. I enjoy doing things like that. I think it's really fun. I'm really hoping that I just go in for the interview. I just really want to get the interview. And it's like graphic design and stuff, but I haven't messed with graphic design in years. I haven't done that since I was little. Like in middle school, I would always do graphic design. I learned how to make video games and stuff. Like I'm not a scrub. Like I know my stuff, but it's like there's levels to it. You know it, and then you really know it. And I haven't messed with that stuff in probably 5, 6 years. That could take a toll. 5, 6 years since I've looked at a computer and gotten really in depth with a lot of things on it, takes a toll on you. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see where things go. Hopefully, I get the interview. If not, then gotta keep going forward. Time doesn't stop. Gotta remember that, guys. When you mess up, when you fail, time doesn't stop. Things aren't gonna wait for you. So you gotta pick yourself up. You gotta wipe yourself off, and you gotta keep going. I've learned that. I've failed a lot, especially in media. Like I've failed a lot. Time after time after time, failure after failure. And it's like, after a while, you enjoy the process. That's what it's all about. You got to learn to enjoy the process, because every time I fail, I get better at something, because then I learn. Because when you're doing good, you're not learning as much. You're kind of just like enjoying it. You're like, oh, I got this momentum. I'm going now. I'm having a good time. But when you fail, it'll test you a lot, because it's like, do you really want to do this? Like, you can go do something else that doesn't involve you failing as much. You can go do something easier that doesn't involve you failing as much, because media is hard, man. It's not, I say it's hard, but it's hard because of how much competition there is, and all the ways you got to go through with it. And I'm not saying I want to be like this big thing, but for me to be successful in this field, to where this is what I can do with my life, this is what I can do with my career, and that's what this all is about. Like, I just want to, be able to talk to y'all. I want to be able to feel like I have like a voice to share with y'all. And it's not that I want to just, I just want to make sure everyone's doing good. And I hope y'all are doing good. I know No, I hope y'all are just doing good, guys. I hope y'all are just doing your best at everything. I hope that, whatever it is you're going through right now, I hope it gets better. The school, maybe it's a new job. I started a new job last week too. And then this whole interview thing might be a new job for me as well. I'm starting school next week. I know that there's millions of other people going through the same thing, starting something new. And starting something new is really scary because it's that comfort. You're not comfortable meeting new people, and that's always a scary thing for a lot of people is to having to walk into a room where you're the one that no one knows, that you're the one that's invading space, you know, that you're the one that's, walking into their house now. Because in your mind, you're like, oh, everyone's having this whole thing, and now I'm just trying to get thrown into it. And that can be a hard thing for a lot of people to do in their mind. It breaks you down. It makes you not want to talk. And I felt like that for a long time, guys. That's why I'm saying this. It's because, like, you just have to realize that everyone's waiting for the same thing. Like at this coaching job, I wasn't talking for the first few days. I was kind of just there. Like I would talk when it was like a formal conversation, but like an actual conversation with someone, I didn't have to like my third day. And then I realized when I started talking to them, they came and started talking to me a lot. So it's like everyone's just waiting for that one person. Everyone's waiting for someone to do something. It's like everyone's always waiting for someone to give the okay. I've noticed that in every situation, like everyone's kind of like timid and they're waiting for that one person to be like, all right, well, we could all talk now. Oh, we can all do this now. We could all just be comfortable now. We don't all have to be all tied up. And I think that everyone just needs to kind of just realize that as nervous as you may be in a situation, the other person is probably just as nervous or more. Like even though I talk a lot, I'm really nervous a lot of times. I get really nervous, and I tell people the biggest thing between me then and me now is that the nervous factor didn't go away. No, if anything, it grew. If anything, I get more nervous. But the thing was that back then, I would freeze and I wouldn't be able to do anything. I'd get so nervous and my mind would like collapse on itself. It would just like the whole roof would just collapse, and I'll just be stuck. I'd be stuck with all the debris just all over me. And it was like I wasn't able to do anything. I had to be there with everything on top of me, and I was like trying to barely breathe. I was trying to just survive. It was always about me surviving. I had to survive this day of school. I had to survive this day of work. I can't talk to anyone. Oh, I got to go do this. And it was like I was always scared. The difference now is that when I get really nervous, my mind tells me like, now it's time to do something. You can't do nothing anymore. You got to do something. So then I just start talking. It's not that I'm fighting to survive anymore. I'm fighting to thrive. I think that's all something we all should be doing. We all should be just trying to be better, trying to just become better every day. I feel like sometimes we get stuck. Like I said earlier, sometimes it's like the whole roof, the whole ceiling just collapsed on us and we're just trying to survive. But you find a lot of times when you fight to survive, you start thriving. So keep your head afloat, guys. Just be better. Be better every day. My baseball coach used to tell me that when we mess up a lot, he would look at us and be like, be better. Be better, guys. I've been addicted to Celsius lately, which is bad. All right, we'll talk about that real quick. I've been addicted to Celsius. I've been having Celsius every day. It's been my way of just getting energy. And sometimes it's like I don't even need it, But some days I do. Like yesterday I needed it. What was it? The weekend I needed it bad. I don't know what it was. My body was like just like drained. I just felt really tired. My mind kind of like zones out a lot. And I think I'm going to feel like that a lot next week. Like my mind's just going to be really exhausted. Because it's just so much thinking. I think a lot. I'm a really big overthinker. And my mind like just goes wild. I always want to do something. And I feel like we're all like that. We always want to do something. We're all big overthinkers. We're all overthinkers in our own way. And I remember at school, they would teach us, I believe, I don't want to get this wrong. I think there's a type A and there's a type T, and I forgot what it was. Let's actually confirm that for you because I don't want to misinform anyone on this today. I wonder if my computer will load. There we go. There we go, baby. There's a type A and there's a type T person. Oh, here we go. I found it. Yeah, it's type A and type T. It's turbulent versus assertive. And I believe, okay, so basically, we learned about this in school for me. Type T is a lot of times seen as introverted. Type A is extroverted. And a lot of times, the big flaw seen in type A is that type A is the kind that doesn't think things through and just goes straight at it. And what they do is that they learn while failing. They will learn while they keep failing. So they're going to keep doing something and they fail, but that's how they learn. And they just keep learning from that and they gain more knowledge. So they come back stronger every time. But type T, what they do is a lot of times they won't just straight attack. They'll think about it. They'll create a plan. They will sit back and they'll learn as much as they can about what they're going to do and then they attack, which gives them a lot larger chance of being successful. But the biggest thing about that, and I remember they would tell us, is that a lot of times type T people could fully miss the opportunity. Because a lot of times when we get opportunities, it's like that. Like you got to attack. Like I said earlier, I didn't respond to that opportunity for 4 days, and now I don't even know if I have it anymore. You know, I'm hoping I do, but at the end of the day, it's not my choice if they're going to respond to me or not. I have no control over that. So I'm just hoping that they do. But like I said, I could have responded quick, but that time frame may have passed. With type T people, that's the biggest thing. Yes, they think about it a lot. Yes, they come through with a smart approach. But at the end of the day, when you wait so long to do something, no matter how good, how much of a plan you might have had, you might have missed the time frame to do it. Because a lot of times, the things we do, it's a lot of timing. It's just a perfect timing. Did we do it when it still mattered? Did we do it when it was still important? Because I can't turn in an assignment that was due last week. No matter how good my assignment was, I cannot turn it in if it was already due. And the person that turns it in and gets an 80 when it was due is going to beat the person every single time who tried to turn it in late when it was done perfectly. And I know some of us are really scared to just go straight and attack something. And I'm not saying to do that every time, but I'm saying that you got to understand the window of things. All right. And I feel like sometimes I'm definitely a type A person a lot of times. You know, I definitely go and I just do things and I fail. I fail a lot. And it's to a point to where that's how I learn. I have to go hands on and do something and see that it didn't work out for me to see what I do next. When I think about things too much, my mind overthinks and I start questioning myself a lot. And I'm like, well, do you think you could do that? And then I tell myself, oh, I think I can do this. And I'm like, I plan everything out. And then I'm like, why are you even doing this? You know, who are you to be doing this? Oh, I don't think you're capable of doing this. Well, you should be doing this instead. My mind attacks itself. And it's like, when I keep doing it, I see that I'm able to do this. Oh, I was able to do that much. You know, maybe I can actually do this. Because you never really know if you can do something or not unless you do it. You could talk about it as much as you want. You can learn as much as you want. You can think about it as much as you want. But if you don't go and attempt it, then you're never going to know. So I just wanted to talk about that because that's something I do think about. Type A versus type T. I like seeing how people are. I like, I feel like you can really just look at someone and just within moments you can see if they're type A or type T people. So think about that. Today, I want you to think about that. I want you to think about yourself. Am I type A or type T? And I want you to go along your day and I want you to see what people do and I want you to see if they're type A or type T. You don't have to tell them. You don't have to judge anything they do. I'm not saying to judge anybody, but I'm just saying look at how people perceive things. Look at how they attack things. It's really fascinating to me, and I think that you would find it pretty fascinating. I do that sometimes. Like I'll just look at people and I'll see the things they do. I'm like, dang, okay, so he thought that through. Or he went and he just did that, and now he's going to learn and come back better. So, yeah. But anyways, guys, that's it for today. Didn't want to drag y'all on for too long. Next episode's going to be about college, baby. So excited. I'll see y'all next time. Y'all have a good rest of your day or your good morning, whatever time it is for you. Y'all have a good one.
Burning memories till there's nothing but ash. I'm starting fresh, yeah.